Today I'm continuing my look back at the past 5 years of Star Wars canon content. I'll put a link in the cards to the first video in the series all about the films, but today I'm talking about the TV shows of Star Wars Phase 1. We got 3 series in Phase 1, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Resistance, and the first ever live-action series, The Mandalorian. I think this video is probably going to be pretty short because I have very few complaints or suggestions on where to go next. TV and Star Wars storytelling is still pretty new. I mean, we've only ever had 4 series, or 6 if you include the Droids and Ewoks cartoon, but the big 4 have all been pretty good in my opinion. Star Wars Rebels is my favorite of the bunch right now, and that's not really a fair comparison because I'm comparing a full series to just 1 or 1.5 seasons of the 2 other shows. I mean, that's 75 episodes compared to The Mandalorian's 8. And I've been really impressed with The Mandalorian so far, but I also don't think it's had a chance to reach the heights that Star Wars Rebels did. If I were to compare just the first seasons of both shows, The Mandalorian would probably win, but when I look back at everything that Star Wars Rebels gave us, like Ahsoka versus Vader on Malachor, the world between worlds, the reintroduction of Grand Admiral Thrawn, Rebels wins. Hell, watching the stream of the Star Wars Rebels Season 3 trailer at Star Wars Celebration London, where Grand Admiral Thrawn walked out of the shadows, is one of my favorite fandom moments of the past 5 years. I mean, I had to rewatch the trailer because I couldn't hear what was actually happening over the screams in the crowd, and I had also just run out of the room and run back. Like, I was so excited. I've said this before, but I also really appreciate Star Wars Rebels for helping me grow as a fan and a person. My first impression of the show was complete disdain when I saw posters and marketing for it. I was like, I had the thought like, oh, this is what Disney's doing with Star Wars. But I had the channel and I had kind of committed myself to watching and reading everything. So I was like, I'll give the show a chance. And it didn't take me long to figure out how wrong I was. I mean, I fell in love with Star Wars Rebels. Twilight of the Apprentice is one of my favorite Star Wars stories ever. The World Between Worlds is one of my favorite Star Wars things ever. I've seen so many people throwing those same kind of accusations at Star Wars Resistance that I once threw at Star Wars Rebels, and while it is my least favorite of the bunch, I still enjoy watching it every week, and if you can get over the fact that it isn't catering directly to you, it's pretty good. I mean, personally, I miss the Force. Star Wars Rebels had a lot of Force in it. It still dealt with Jedi, and even The Mandalorian has Baby Yoda doing the magic hand thing. But beyond that, just the characters and storytelling, Star Wars Resistance is a lot better than people give it credit for. So I don't really have any constructive criticism for the future of Star Wars television. I'm willing to give any animated show a shot, and even though I thought that The Mandalorian had some up and down episodes, it started and ended so strongly that I have nothing but enthusiasm for Season 2. Also, Deborah Chow knocked both of her episodes out of the park, and she's going to come in for Kenobi. Rick Famuyiwa did, in my opinion, a really great job of elevating some scripts that I thought were just so-so, and the rumor is he's going to be handling the Cassian show, so I can't wait to see what he does with that. I'm just looking forward to seeing more and more series release on Disney Plus so we can get that weekly dose of live-action Star Wars. I guess if I had one hope for the future of Star Wars on television, it would be for them to handle stories like Solo. I think the movies can do all the heavy lifting of really expanding the galaxy, showing us new eras and like major points in galactic history, and then we can bump down a level, and the television shows are where we can really get granular and personal and talk about character stories like Solo, or Kenobi. It was originally supposed to be a movie, now it's a series. I think that's an excellent structure for Star Wars to follow. But let me know how you feel about the last 5 years of Star Wars television in the comments. Tomorrow I will be discussing the video games of Phase 1. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.